involved ever since then. You saw in the video that I first came to Washington in 1961 to go on something called the Freedom Ride, the same year that President Barack Obama was born. In 1961, as a group, you wouldn't have been able to travel together on a Greyhound bus or a Trailway bus, leaving Washington, D.C., traveling through Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. We were on our way to New Orleans to test the decision of the United States Supreme Court. Along the way, we were arrested, jailed, we were beaten, left bloody. But President Kennedy and his brother Robert Kennedy, the Attorney General, intervened and got the Interstate Commerce Commission to issue an order ending segregation or racial discrimination in public transportation all across the South. So the signs that I saw when I was growing up in rural Alabama, going to school in Nashville, moving to Georgia, that said white boys, colored boys, white girls, white men, white women, colored women, those signs are gone, and they will not return. So when people said to me, nothing has changed, I said, you know, come and walk in my shoes. I will show you. You probably saw it in the video. Yeah, that would be good for you. This photograph was made, taken in a courthouse in Albany, Georgia, during the 60s. And you won't see these signs in public places today. Maybe you'll see it in a museum, maybe in a book, maybe on a video. But they're gone and they will not return. So whenever I ask my mother and my father and my grandparents and great-grandparents and teachers, why? They would say, that's the way it is. Don't get in the way, don't get in trouble. But I was inspired to get in trouble. We were taught the way of peace, the way of love. We were taught never to hate. Dr. King would say over and over again that hate is too heavy a burden to bear. So when we would be sitting on a lunch counter stool and being beaten, and we didn't fight back. People would come up and spit on us, put lighted cigarettes out in our hand, pour hot water, hot coffee, hot chocolate, but we didn't strike back. We were taught to love everybody and never, ever to hate. Because in the final analysis, we're one people. We're one family. We all live in the same house, not just the American house, but the world house. So it doesn't matter whether we're black or white, Latino, Asian American, or Native American. We're one people. There was a man by the name of A. Philip Randolph, who was born in Jacksonville, Florida, moved to New York, and this is Mr. Randolph, who was the Dean of Black Leadership during the late 50s and the 60s. He always dreamed of a march on Washington. Let me step back out of the way so I can see. And it was his idea of a march on Washington. He wanted to have one during the days of President Roosevelt. And he got his chance when we met with President Kennedy in 1963. And he told the president we're going to march on Washington. And President Kennedy said, if you bring all these people to Washington, want to be violence and chaos and disorder, we will never get our civil rights through the Congress. And Mr. Randolph spoke up in his baritone voice. He said, Mr. President, this will be an orderly, peaceful, non-violent protest. So he called this meeting together, the so-called Big Six of the Civil Rights Movement. You have Roy Wolfman of the NAACP, James Farmer of CORE, you recognize young Martin Luther King Jr., A. Philip Randolph, Whitney Young, who was head of Urban League, and this is young John Lewis. See, I had all my hair and I was a few pounds lighter. But from this meeting, we invited 4 major white religious and labor leaders to join us in issuing the call for the March on Washington. So 10 of us spoke at the march. I was the youngest speaker. And And, out of the 10 people that spoke that day, and the only one still around. After the march was all over, President Kennedy invited us down to the White House. He stood in the door of the Oval Office, greeting each one of us. He was beaming like a proud father that everything had gone so well. And he kept saying to each one of us, "You did a good job, you did a good job." And then he got to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, "You did a good job, and you had a dream." That was my last time seeing President Kennedy. I know, Sarah probably, told you something about Selma.
They actually have a short presentation for you
Oh, okay,
about you, sort of,
okay.
right? That
okay,
might fill in some gaps for their peers
okay,
that
okay.
they'd like to do. Do you wanna?
You want me to take my seat?
Yeah.
You want me to stay in my place?